A mother says her daughter fell 17 stories to her death, but she does not believe it was a suicide. So this happened last Friday in Austin, right after the UT Texas A&M football game.
So Brianna Aguilera, who was a Texas A&M student from Laredo, was found dead outside of an apartment complex early Saturday morning. Her mother says that Austin police told her it was a suicide, but she believes there is more to the story. Our Erica Hernandez joining us now. Erica, you spoke with Brianna's mother today. She says she's getting inconsistent answers from Austin PD.
Yeah, that is correct. She told us that Stephanie Rodriguez believes somebody did something to her daughter. She said Brianna wasn't suicidal. She was 19 years old and looking forward to becoming a lawyer after graduating from Texas A&M. Now, this is Brianna Aguilera. Her mother said during our phone interview today that she called Austin PD looking for her daughter on Friday night after Brianna didn't answer her phone, but she could see it pinging at a location in Austin. Now, they told her she would have to wait 24 hours before filing a missing persons report. On Saturday, police found Brianna's phone after her mother told them where it was pinging at, but it wasn't until 4 p.m. that day she was told her daughter was in the morgue and had been found by a Good Samaritan at around 1 a.m. Rodriguez said the detective told her Brianna fell from 17 floors and investigators believed it was a suicide. Now, Austin PD has said in a preliminary report, quote, there is no evidence of any suspicious circumstances, and this case is not being investigated as a homicide. Now, her mother, a mental health nurse, said Brianna is not suicidal. She believes one of the 15 people inside the apartment at the time of her death knows something.
There's a lot of inconsistencies with the story. He told me that they said she jumped.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A woman shot overnight walking home on the south side of San Antonio. We've got the latest on her condition and what police are telling us about this investigation coming up next.
He calls me and he's like telling me all excited, but he tells me, well, I can't call my mom, so I'm calling you.
A woman hurt in a West Side hit and run is in a coma this morning. We'll tell you what we know about the accident and the message her family is sharing.
Plus, a South Texas mother demanding answers this morning after the death of a Texas A&M student in Austin. What that mom is telling KSAT about this investigation and why she thinks that things could have been done differently. All right, good Tuesday morning to everyone out there. Welcome to Good Morning San Antonio on this chilly day. I'm RJ Marquez.
And I am Daphne Gray. And RJ, even though it is chilly now, I heard through the wind works from Weather Authority meteorologist Justin Horn that we're about to go for a ride. So let's go ahead and get over to him, see exactly what's going down in our weather department.
Yeah, this is that time of year where it is day to day where you got to figure out what to wear because temperatures are going to be a little up and down this week, that's for sure. Let's start with the here and now, though. It is cold out there. Temperatures have dipped to 37 now here in San Antonio. We do not expect a freeze this morning, but those in the hill country certainly can and will and have. 32 degrees right now in Kerrville, 32 in Comfort. Here in San Antonio, I would say a degree or two more is about all we're going to drop. So we'll start in the mid-30s, but there is a bit of a breeze, so that means there is a wind chill. This is what it feels like, 32 here in San Antonio right now. 29 is what it feels like in Bernie, 34 in Comfort. So I would say a jacket for sure this morning. This afternoon, it's debatable as to whether or not you want to keep it because temperatures will make their way up to 60. We'll see sun today as opposed to yesterday where it was cloudy. So mostly sunny. It turns into a pretty nice day. Tomorrow will be even warmer, but then there's Thursday. And Thursday is going to bring more cold weather. And rain is back in the picture. We're going to show you the futurecast and get you set for Thursday and the weekend too, which brings more changes. That's all coming up in just a bit. But let's go over to RJ now with a look at your early morning traffic. RJ.
All right, thank you very much for that, Justin. And as we kind of suspected, we figured that things would kind of get back to reality for our drivers on the northeast side of town. And that is exactly the biggest trouble spot that we're seeing at the moment. Everything else across the city's looking pretty good if you're about to step outside anytime soon in the next couple of minutes or so. Again, it is a little bit chilly outside, so definitely want to fire up the heater this morning as you make your way to work as during our 5 o'clock hour. Quick check here at our traffic situation. Live Oak, you do see some backup over here north and southbound lanes over by the Topper Wine area and the Pat Booker area, but traffic there at Judson Road, not too bad, starting to move along there for the most part. So again, this is going to be our only trouble spot that we're seeing at the moment. We will continue to give you more updates as we get them on your morning commutes. Stay safe if you're headed outside.
Just coming into our newsroom now, a woman is without her home from a fire over on the northeast side. Our very own Devin Karp is there now as fire crews working to help her.
Japhanie, we're still waiting to find out the exact cause of the fire. So far, what we've heard from crews on the scene is that this woman woke up to a noise and saw flames in her home. We are over on Radiance Avenue where crews are starting to wrap up behind me after they say they encountered a fire over here in the house when this woman woke up in the middle of the night to a noise in her house, and it was a fire. Now, so far, we know that the woman is unharmed. Unfortunately, we do know that her dog has died and her cat is currently unaccounted for. The fire crews say they don't understand what the cause of the fire is at this moment, and there are investigators still combing through the area right now. The fire inside of the house is out, and the Red Cross is working to help that woman who will be displaced from the fire. But the San Antonio Fire Department did acknowledge that they say, especially when it comes to around this time of year when we see these low temperatures, people might be more inclined to use space heaters. But again, they want to set a reminder to be safe with those, not to plug them into a multi-extension cord, and make sure that you are being safe and aware when you have them on. In the meantime, though, we will work to get answers with this and keep you updated with the latest over on KSAT.com and over the air here at KSAT 12. For now, I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp reporting.
Thank you very much for that, Devin. Well, new this morning, a woman recovering after someone drove by and shot her on the hip while she was just walking. San Antonio police tell us that this happened just after 2 o'clock this morning on South Cross Boulevard near Pecan Grove Drive. They say that a woman was walking home from her parents' house when a dark-colored car drove past her, and then someone just opened fire and shot her, hitting her in the hip area. She walked back to her apartments where she called someone for help. She is expected to be okay, but detectives are working to find out more about this shooting.
A local family is anxiously waiting for 32-year-old Alexandra Rodriguez to wake up. She's fighting for her life in a medically induced coma. Rodriguez was the victim of a hit and run on November 8th. Police say that she made it home to her apartment on the west side when someone leaving hit her as they pulled out and left her for dead.
And he tried to leave, and he crashed into the gate, and when he couldn't leave, he got off and started walking. So the passenger got in the driver's seat and waited till the gates opened for them to drive off.
The family tells us that she has 2 skull fractures and she's now had surgery twice. They hope that her recovery will progress, but in the meantime, they're all trying to fill the role of mom for Alexandria's 10, 16, and 17-year-old sons. So far, San Antonio police do not have any idea who did this.
And this morning, we're waiting for autopsy reports after a Texas A&M student from Laredo was found dead outside an apartment complex just west of the UT campus. That student, you see her picture right there, is 19-year-old Brianna Aguilera. Her mother, Stephanie Rodriguez, tells KSAT that she's hearing inconsistent information from Austin police about Brianna's death. Rodriguez told us that officers believe her daughter's deadly 17-story fall was either an accident or a suicide attempt. However, Austin police say that Aguilera's death is not being investigated as a homicide because so far there's nothing suspicious. Investigators are waiting again for the exact cause of her death. Rodriguez says that her daughter was not suicidal. She told us that Brianna was actually working towards law school. She was in Austin for the Texas versus Texas A&M game and called her mom after it ended.
I'm traumatized right now at how they're treating this. My daughter deserves justice. I want to know what happened. Why wasn't I notified? Why weren't things done the way that they're usually done in an investigation, especially a death?
Well, we reached out to Austin police about this investigation. They told us, quote, the case is still under investigation and the cause of death hasn't been ruled on at this time, end quote.
Some students are having to wake up in a different dorm this morning, and that's because of a state bill that goes into effect in 2 days. It bans transgender people from using public or state-owned bathrooms that do not match their biological sex. It often called the Senate Bill 8 or the bathroom bill. Well, this law will impact bathrooms in city and county buildings, public schools, charter schools, and universities. And in San Antonio, it's already having an impact. UTSA told us that it has asked 30 students to move dorms, not because of transgender roommates, but because they're opposite sexes in co-ed dorms. Now, the sudden change comes during finals week and has left students affected, not only stressed, but also worried about their peers.
They're separating brothers and sisters, they're separating couples. You choose to live with who you want to live with, and they're taking that choice away.
Now, there are penalties for organizations or universities that do not comply with the bill, and that's what UTSA is trying to avoid. Any institution that violates the law and doesn't rectify the situation in 15 days can be fined $25,000 for the first instance, and then $125,000 per day for every subsequent violation. UTSA sent a statement in saying, quote, Texas Senate Bill 8 does not require students to move dorms. The law regulates access to multi-occupancy restrooms, locker rooms, and similar facilities based on sex assigned at birth, end quote.
Well, overnight, we learned that 50-year-old Gabriel Perez had his Texas medical license temporarily suspended by the state medical board. Now, Perez was arrested on November 21st on charges of aggravated sexual assault of a child. Authorities say that he allegedly assaulted a 13-year-old boy during a routine checkup. The board's disciplinary panel suspended his license on November 25th, citing a continuing threat to public welfare. A hearing is now planned to review this suspension. Plus, investigators believe that there may be additional victims and are urging anyone with information to contact the San Antonio Police Department's Special Victims Unit.
And Manny Uvalde will spend the next 10 years in jail for having child sex abuse material. He's 38-year-old Gabriel Garcia, and according to court documents, he had more than 60 explicit images and at least 6 videos on his phone. Police arrested Garcia in November of 2022. He pleaded guilty in June of 2023.
Well, this morning, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth facing increasing scrutiny after new details emerging about those strikes that you see right there on a suspected drug boat off of Venezuela last September. The first strike took out the boat, but the second targeted 2 survivors, sparking war crime allegations. Lawmakers are now investigating while the White House defends the actions, saying that the mission was legal and necessary to protect the U.S. Hegseth himself calls these reports fabricated, but the controversy remains far from over this morning. Okay, also this morning, a new legal battle is heating up between 50 Cent and Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy's lawyers want to stop Netflix from dropping a docuseries featuring never-before-seen footage of him before his arrest last year. They claim the footage was stolen and demand that Netflix pull that show, calling it a shameful hit piece. But 50 Cent and the director say that they got the rights legally and insist that this is not personal. The series is set to air later on today.
Right outside with live cam, it is 5:10, 37 degrees. It's cold out there. Clear skies in San Antonio, allowing those temperatures to drop. And boy, we're about to get on a roller coaster ride. Get ready. This week features a lot of ups and downs. We'll show it to you coming up.
Also, we're telling you how CPS Energy is preparing for winter and what you can do to help keep the lights on.
And a local food pantry lost its home to a fire, but a local church now racing to keep helping those families in need. We're going to show you how they are pushing forward during the holiday season.
Welcome back at 5:14. A local food pantry that serves hundreds of families now without a home is because of a fire. And it happened over the weekend in a church near Leon Valley. And now the Rivers of Hope Ministries looking for a temporary space to help people. The night team's Avery Everett takes us inside the damage and shows us the race to keep the food line going.
We have people waiting on us to serve them.
Their food distribution usually runs like clockwork. But this week, the rush for Rivers of Hope Ministries wasn't just about serving families. It was also about clearing out in time.
We're emptying everything out because of the fire.
Stacy Rivers says the fire started early Sunday morning at Grace Fellowship Baptist Church off Eckerd Road near Marshall High School. This is where her ministry and its food pantry operate.
These 2 offices got the worst of it.
We walked with her for the first time on Monday to see the damage.
Oh yeah, look at that.
She says for the contractor to assess what was lost, the church's building needs to be empty. That's why she led volunteers to give out all the food they've stocked up and saved to a line of cars.
It's very important right now with the economy and everything going on for us to continue to serve the people. Hopefully we will come back stronger and bigger than ever.
In the last few months, Stacy says Rivers of Hope has gone from serving 50 families a month to 250 families a month. That's why she's hoping someone with space will let them set up soon.
And we're looking, honestly, for somewhere for the food pantry to operate temporarily.
Until they find a new place to land, Stacy and Terry Rivers say the work won't stop. Because the need won't either. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
All right, hopefully they continue to help those folks out. Well, if you're headed out this morning, obviously you need to be ready for the cold. Many of you may remember the deadly winter storm of Texas, of course, all the way back in 2021 when hundreds of folks lost their lives due to ERCOT's power grid failure during the freezing weather that we saw that February. Now, CPS Energy President and CEO Rudy Garza says that the utility is better prepared this time, ready to handle any harsh weather that comes this winter.
We also conduct extreme weather and load shedding drills with ERCOT to ensure that if the need arises to shed load, which is what happened back during Winter Storm Uri, that our system is prepared to handle whatever it is that ERCOT needs from us to ensure reliability across the state.
Well, CPS Energy also reminding everyone out there, all their customers, to conserve energy, and that CPS Energy will not disconnect accounts for non-payment during extreme weather conditions. All right, so yes, if you're about to step outside, definitely want to get the heater going a little bit earlier. Maybe want to fire up the car a little bit earlier before you hit the road. Speaking of the roads, let's take you out to the northeast side right now, because this is going to be where we're seeing the biggest delays at the moment. You see the red right there. We do have some traffic building up right here or by Topper Wine. That's going to be Pat Booker. And take a look. We just went from red to yellow, so that's good news for all of our folks that are stepping outside right now at 5:17 in the morning. Again, it's a little bit of a back to reality here for all of our folks here northeast side. Fortunately, we had no construction there yesterday. That's definitely not the case today, as a little bit further down the road, Judson Road, and then a little bit further up the road here over by Retama and Olympia Parkways, we're seeing some of these biggest delays due to ongoing construction out here. The NEX project taking place over on the far northeast side of town. Everything else across the city is looking pretty good, including the northwest side. No major issues there. We'll check in on downtown as we make our way through the rest of our morning drive, again on this Tuesday across the city of San Antonio. Let's check in with our Weather Authority meteorologist Justin Horn. Hey Justin, how are we looking out there? It's a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, temperatures have slipped into the 30s. We're not down to freezing, though, here in San Antonio, so that is good news. 37 right now here in town, 37 New Braunfels, 38 Converse. Bernie may get close. We're at 34. You see the wind chill values, and that's something we'll be paying close attention to this morning. Feels like 32 here in town, feels like 31 in New Braunfels, so it is cold, no matter how you slice it. But today, thankfully, well, once we get into the afternoon, it'll feel a little bit warmer than yesterday. Hey, I did want to touch real quick on the average first freeze since we mentioned it. The towns circled in yellow here are places that have seen a freeze. That does not include San Antonio. We haven't gotten there yet. And our average first freeze is around November 30th. I mean, it can happen really any time in late November into December. But when you average it out, late November is kind of the average. We'll see. There is no freezing temperatures. There are no freezing temperatures in the forecast going forward. This morning is going to be our closest call, and we will not get there. So we continue on. Now, it is going to be a roller coaster ride this week. We're up to 59 this afternoon. Not bad. 65 tomorrow. That feels pretty good. Then the bottom falls out. We go down to 45 on Thursday, and basically we're going to be stuck at that number for a long period from Thursday morning really into Friday night and part of the day on Friday. I really don't think we warm up all that much on Friday, either 50. But then look what happens over the weekend. We're all the way up to 70. And then near 70 on Sunday before coming back down a little bit on Monday. So it is one of those weeks where it's a day-to-day situation on what to wear. Let me show you the futurecast here. And this is fast forwarding to tomorrow at 4 p.m. So clouds begin to roll in. We get more clouds. It's still warm tomorrow, keep in mind. But here comes the front. We think it gets here right around sunrise or a little bit before on Thursday. When it does, we may see some showers. But even behind it, we'll get an overrunning situation, so showers and probably drizzle too, possibility through the day on Thursday. It's just going to be sort of one of those damp, cold type days. And then Friday, we still see some showers trying to roll through, especially first half of the day. And then by Friday evening, skies will finally clear. We get more sun, and as I said, it gets warmer as we get into the weekend. So the KSAT 12-hour forecast hour by hour, 36 at 7 o'clock this morning, awful cold, 38 at 8 a.m., noontime at 52, mostly sunny, and then we'll make our way up to around 59 this afternoon. Still mostly sunny. Turns into a pretty nice afternoon. Extended forecast. There is the cold front. And look, I just think it's going to be, again, damp and cold Thursday, 45, drizzle, light showers that may continue into Friday. We don't see any freezing temperatures there, just a stretch of cold weather. But pretty amazing how much we rebound there by Saturday, up to 70 with some sun. San Antonio Marathon Sunday looks great. We'll probably be in the 50s for the marathon, which I think is pretty ideal. And then we get another weaker front going into Monday, which will knock temperatures back down a little bit Monday and Tuesday. All right, our Just Ask Justin question with wind chill in mind. And I know you guys know the formula for wind chill, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the wind chill formula is only valid when what two conditions are met? Below 60 degrees and winds above 5 miles per hour? Or is it a temperature below 50 with a wind speed above 3 miles per hour? Or is it below 40 with a wind speed above 10 miles per hour?
Oh.
Or I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you. Or is it below 32 with calm winds?
Uh-oh. What you said.
Santa has an opinion on this, apparently, too.
He needs to know. I mean, he's going to be heading out.
He is. He needs to know the wind chill. It's very important. Okay, go to ksat.com/poll or scan the QR code and let us know what you think.
All right, we're looking at 522 right now, 37 degrees outside.
Okay, coming up in just a bit, a major outage on Shopify led merchants unable to fulfill some transactions on some of the busiest shopping days of the year. Plus, we're also going to tell you what the commerce platform is saying about this issue this morning for its consumers. Next on Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Shopify took a hit on Cyber Monday, the platform experiencing a major outage, knocking it offline during the height of the busy buying frenzy. Merchants were unable to fulfill transactions for several hours. It's unclear how many businesses were affected. Next, Netflix is no longer letting viewers cast content from a mobile device to most TVs and streaming devices. Many users prefer casting Netflix from their phones for easier navigation and control. Now they will have to use the remote that came with their device or TV. And just in time for the holidays, Microsoft is bringing back its collection of ugly sweaters. There is a green Xbox pullover for $59.95, the Artifact sweater filled with retro icons, and the third is a brown Zune sweater with a play button. Those last two priced just under $80. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Hannah Batal. Have a great day.
And we're a day closer to this weekend San Antonio Marathon, where almost 18,000 participants are expected to take part in this. With so many people expected this weekend, marathon organizations held a press conference so the San Antonio police could share their plans to keep everyone safe during the race.
Our officers will be stationed throughout the route to direct traffic, assist spectators, and ensure the safety of both runners and the public. Their job is to keep things moving as efficiently as possible. So please be patient.
And for your San Antonio Marathon guide, you can scan that QR code that you see in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. On our website, it's going to take you there where you can find information on the race and events taking place, as well as road closures and weather forecasts.
Yes, a lot of road closures basically all Saturday morning into the early afternoon, but we'll continue to keep you updated on that. 526 right now, 37 degrees outside.
San Antonio man faces charges in the deaths of two babies years apart. What we know about his criminal history and the questions we're asking this morning. Coming up on 5:30 right now. Good morning and happy Tuesday, and thanks so much for sticking around with us on GMSA.
All right, cold start to your Tuesday morning. Going to definitely need the jacket, but Justin, you've been saying we're in a little bit of a roller coaster pattern here.
We are. We're going to get numbers that are basically all over the board, which we've kind of been missing out on. Quite honestly, in November, it was just kind of warm. Now we're finally starting to get into that sort of late fall, early winter type pattern where there's a lot of back and forth. These fronts are coming through with regularity. And you look at temperatures across the country, well, it is cold here, 37 in San Antonio, but it is much colder as you go north. Our friends up at Omaha this morning, 10 degrees. Minneapolis is at 16, Chicago at 19, so it could be worse, but cold for sure. across the state of Texas. The one state that is still enjoying some warmth this morning would be Florida, as they typically do. 75 right now in Miami. Our forecast today, 44 degrees at 10 a.m. That's after we fall into the mid-30s this morning. So yeah, it's jackets for sure as you head to the bus stop, heaters, all the fun stuff. We eventually make our way up to 59 though for high today. Mostly sunny skies, should turn into a pretty nice Tuesday. Rain chances do return Thursday and Friday. Those are the 2 days we have highlighted because not only will it be a little bit damp, I think, but it will also be very cold. Cold front comes through Thursday morning and it brings about some pretty significant changes temperature-wise. But then we rebound again by the weekend. So there's that roller coaster ride we've been talking about. Coming up, we'll look at the ups and downs here and make sure you're ready for that cold front Thursday. But let's get over to RJ now because it looks like we have an issue out there on the roads. RJ, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Justin, that's right. As we give you an update here at 5:31, we do have reports of a car fire over here in East Bexar County. So this is at I-10 FM 1516. We've had fire crews responding to this scene over the past, I would say, about 15-20 minutes or so. It looks like they're in the process of putting out this vehicle fire. Now, we're also hearing reports that the driver or someone inside the vehicle was potentially injured in this crash as well. So again, we're still trying to gather more details exactly what happened here, but let's go ahead and take you out to the maps and kind of give you an idea where this is exactly taking place. So again, this is going to be east of Foster Road, east of Wagner High School. There's a quick shot there from another one of our TransGuide cameras, FM 1516. Right now, still no reports on what direction this is actually facing, whether this is east or westbound 10, but we will continue to keep you updated on that situation out there. And again, hopefully that driver is safe as fire crews continue to put out that vehicle fire. Quick check of the northeast side, traffic starting to build for our drivers going northbound over to Topperwine past Judson. This is going to be our biggest point of concern when it comes to construction on the northeast side of town, but we'll continue to stay on top of it as you get you set for your Tuesday morning drive. Jeff?
A San Antonio man facing charges in the deaths of 2 babies that happened years apart. KSAT is asking questions about why those cases have taken years to move forward. Well, his name is Rick Artis. It was in court on Monday and is accused in the death of a baby in 2018. The case was dismissed in 2023 but reopened a few months later. Court records show that Artis was a fugitive after that. And then this year, Artis was charged after investigators say a 9-month-old died in his care. KSAT asked the Bexar County Sheriff's Office why it took so long for Artis to be arrested after the case against him was reopened 2 years ago. We're told that they are looking into it. It's a bitter dispute in Live Oak. On one side, we got a local business owner, and then on the other side, the town's police department.
All right, so back in June, a Live Oak officer was captured on his own body-worn camera mocking this person right here. This is Damon Foley and his entertainment venue, which was called Uncharted Adventures. The footage shows Officer Jacob Esquivel falsely accusing the business of hiding money from the comptroller's office and then serving alcohol to minors.
They'll have like card tournaments and here. Yeah. So you know they're doing poker. And you know they're skimming on the top of that too.
All right, well, tonight on the KSAT 12 Night Beat, we're going to hear from this infuriated business owner and find out why he ended up in handcuffs.
KSAT waiting on a response from Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick regarding a lawsuit filed by the former president of the Alamo Trust. Well, the lawsuit filed after Kate Rogers says that a tweet and a dissertation led to her forced resignation. She's now suing, saying powerful people are trying to silence opposition or opposing voices. Back in October, the Alamo's official account posted on X about indigenous people, drawing criticism from the Texas Land Commissioner for being, quote, woke. Then, she says Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick asked her to resign after reading her 2023 dissertation on historic sites in social studies education.
Why is that becoming a thing now in 2025? And so to me, it doesn't pass the smell test.
Do you have a theory about why now?
I think that they wanted me out.
Rogers says that she's suing to bring to light what she believes is a violation of the First Amendment. We reached out to the parties again named in the suit. None had any comment at this time.
All right, 534. Well, North St. Mary's Street, also known as the Strip, is famous for its nightlife, but a developer is looking to bring new businesses to this area right here that will bring more daytime activity to the North St. Mary's Strip. So that's what Headwall Investments is thinking about. The developer wants to renovate older homes near those bar areas and add stores, a restaurant, and a coffee shop also to the area. They'd also include a gated parking lot that would close at midnight. Basically, the idea here is to keep the area busy during the day.
Yeah, so really just walkability for the residents in the area. We really want something that when you drive by it, you see it, and you're thinking, man, whatever I'm doing right now, I'd rather be there.
Okay, well, they're still trying to find tenants for the buildings, as you see them talking to our Garrett Berger. And that, of course, is important because that will let developers know how they will renovate those spaces.
The son of notorious Mexican drug kingpin El Chapo has pleaded guilty to U.S. drug trafficking charges. He's the second of El Chapo's sons facing similar charges to enter a plea deal. Prosecutors allege that Joaquin Guzman Lopez, along with his brother Ovidio Guzman Lopez, known as the Chapitos or Little Chapos, ran a faction of the Sinaloa cartel that exported fentanyl to the United States. The U.S. and U.K. have struck a deal to exempt pharmaceuticals from tariffs during the Trump administration. U.K. agreed to raise the price it pays for new drugs by 25% and in return won't pay tariffs on drugs sent to the U.S. This deal could boost investment and innovation in both countries, and it's part of a bigger push to lower drug costs here at home. The White House hopes other trade partners will follow their lead.
Okay, happening tomorrow. We've been talking about this for the past week or so. Wednesday, December 3rd, right here at 11 o'clock in the morning. Join KSAT Community Live for a town hall that could save you some extra headaches this holiday season. KSAT anchor Stephanie Cerna and experts from RBFCU and the Better Business Bureau will be here to share how to protect yourself, recover from scams, and also spot some of the most common holiday tricks and scams out there. You can share your story at ksatcommunity.com, and your questions could be answered live in our town hall with our experts.
Outside with live cam, 537, 37 degrees. We'll probably fall a degree or two more this morning, so temperatures in the mid-30s to start. We're not the only ones that are cold. Much of the country's in the ice box this morning. What changes? We do have some pattern changes ahead. We'll show them to you coming up.
'Tis the season of giving, but package thefts are on the rise. We'll share smart tips to keep your holiday gifts safe from thieves.
All right, gas prices, here we go. They have been falling, but get ready. Experts warn that we're about to see a big price jump coming up later this week. We're going to tell you how to beat the rise and save at the pump.
Okay, y'all, it is in the mid-30s right now. Make sure you bundle up if you're going outside. Wind chill values are in the low 30s, so it's cold, but it does warm up this afternoon, and we got a bigger warm-up tomorrow before more cold weather. So a lot to get to in the extended forecast. We'll show it to you coming up.
Good morning, I'm Devin Karp, and today isn't just any other Tuesday, it's Giving Tuesday, an important day for nonprofits across the country to fundraise and raise money for their efforts no matter the cause. But before you open up your wallet for Giving Tuesday, let's make sure that you're not getting scammed with some of these important tips. Now, it's important to think about the fact that my name might sound worthy cause depending online or what you see, but what really matters is making sure that you're sending your money to the right place. Websites like Charity Navigator and the Better Business Bureau, give.org, make it easy to compare organizations while providing a glimpse into exactly how your donation's going to work.
This will tell you how much money went into services or program expenses, and you can compare that to administrative costs and fundraising. Some low-rated charities have names that sound like those of high-rated ones. If you're solicited, ignore the email or text message, or simply hang up the phone.
So if you're looking to give to a nonprofit, most reputable ones typically have a 75-25 rule, with 75% of their funds going directly towards the cause and 25% going towards administrative and operational costs. And make sure when you donate for Giving Tuesday, you can donate to some of the San Antonio staples if you're trying to stay local here, and some of the bigger ones could also need help too. Just make sure that you check their websites to make sure that it is the exact location that you would like to donate to, and you can always hop on the phone to call someone and confirm that you're giving to the right place, no matter the cost. Sending it back to y'all, Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
And we got a heads up for you. If you did do some shopping during Cyber Monday, you don't want thieves to snatch your packages when they arrive. And in today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has tips to protecting your items.
It's the season of giving, but for wannabe thieves, December is the season of opportunity as packages pile up outside people's doors. That's why experts say it's important to take extra security steps so Grinches don't grab your gifts.
We want to make sure people are aware when their packages are arriving to their doorsteps.
Richard Rocha with Amazon says the vast majority of their packages arrive without issue. But to help raise awareness about package safety, Amazon is partnering with the National Sheriff's Association this year. Last year, at least 58 million packages were stolen, and roughly 25% of Americans have been a victim. It's a crime that causes billions of dollars in financial losses a year, and these types of crimes tend to go up during the holidays. So what can you do to protect your packages? If you're not going to be home, FedEx and UPS allow you to deliver your packages to a different address. Out of town, the U.S. Postal Service will hold your mail for up to 30 days. Amazon allows users to use lockers for up to 3 days.
We have more than 25,000 locations across the U.S. where people can choose to have their packages sent, including a Whole Foods or one of our hub lockers that are available.
You can also leave instructions with your Amazon delivery driver, like request to have packages delivered behind your home. So what should you do if your packages are stolen? Rocha says call Amazon customer service. And security experts say most retailers will send you a new item, but they are getting stricter. You should also file a police report. And while security cameras can help catch the thieves in the act, law enforcement recommends not engaging with the thief. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, many people have been paying less to fill up their tanks lately. However, listen up, things are about to change. So we talked to the head of petroleum analysis for GasBuddy, and he says after the big decline that we had last week, don't be surprised if you start seeing the prices pop higher this week. And that's because Texas, Colorado, the Great Lakes, Florida, these are all markets that engage in that price cycling, which is a 1.5 to 2 week cycle.
Prices plummet for about a week and a half or two until stations are selling at or below their cost. That causes then stations to re-raise prices back to where they should have been. And I think that's going to happen later this week. So watch out for a big potential jump at pump this week. It has nothing to do with the price of oil, but everything to do with the fact that prices plummeted very quickly.
So to put things in perspective, as of today, the national average for a gallon of gas is right at $3, already kind of going up there. San Antonio's average for a gallon is $2.51, and the state average is $2.57. Again, don't be surprised about these jumping prices here. So if you're headed to work today and if you have a tank that's less than half full, it may be a good idea to fill up your tank. So again, I talked with Patrick DeHaan with GasBuddy, and he says you may even want to shop around. Well, this was yesterday, though. He said you may want to shop around for a price that's less than $2.99, and so I always get headed home, and of course, like I'm always almost empty. And I know, and so I was remembering because I did talk to him. I was like, okay, I better fill up, but I didn't shop around because I didn't have time really. But what I found was $2.44, which is still less than what we're seeing already this morning. So he was spot on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm with you, Steph. I'm always coasting.
Yeah.
But I make it in time.
Do it before Thursday because it's cold and rainy. You don't want to get out of your car.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
And the cold is the worst. You're like,
oh, I know. Absolutely.
And I tell you, you've been dealing with something that's a little hot on the road.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And so here we go. We have this incident. Thank you very much for that. You know what? I hear my dad in the back of my head there. Do not let your car get to empty. It's going to mess up your engine. It's going to mess up. I don't know if that's still the case. But anyways, that's the advice. Shout out to my dad. All right. I-10. Okay. So we're talking about this. This was a car fire, a vehicle fire. So the reason this is not being reported by KSAT right now is because right now this is actually on the access road. So this is going to be I-10, the eastbound access road at 1516. Take a look there. We still have that car which just put out. We just had fire officials on the scene. It looks like they have actually left, and now that we have that tow truck there still remaining to try and remove that vehicle. Again, eastbound access. That's why we're not seeing any delays on the major parts of the I-10 here, on major parts of the highway. So again, we did hear that unfortunately the driver did get injured, and we will give you more information as we get it on air and online, KSAT.com. Quick check at our traffic situation, northeast side of town. Basically, this stretch here from Judson Road all the way south to Weedner, Thousand Oaks. That's going to be our biggest delays at the moment, about a 15-20 minute delay for our folks on the northeast side. Let's check in with our Weather Authority meteorologist Justin Horn How are things looking out there?
Well, it's one of those mornings, RJ, where you do want to warm up your car as temperatures are very, very cold. We're sitting at 37 here in San Antonio, not down to freezing, though. That's an important distinction here. We are down to freezing in Comfort and Kerrville. Those are areas where we've already hit freezing, so that's nothing new. And we do not expect to get down to freezing this morning, but cold is cold, right? We're sitting in the 30s in most locations here around San Antonio. And then you factor in that wind. It's out of the north, and it's not super strong, but strong enough to create a wind chill. Feels like 32 here in San Antonio right now. Feels like 31 in New Braunfels. Feels like 29 right now in Bulverde. So the cold for sure. We do warm up today. Sun is in the picture, so that means that we'll get a pretty fast rise in temperatures. By noontime, we're at 52. And I think we'll be up close to 60 this afternoon, which is not bad. And in fact, it'll be even warmer tomorrow. We're expecting temperatures to get into the mid-60s by Wednesday. These are the departures from average as it stands right now. And we're running about 10 degrees below average. Now, we're not the only ones. Much of the country is cold thanks to this last storm system. So you're looking at below average temperatures from Oklahoma City up to St. Louis, Louisville, over to Washington. And even here in Texas, many of these locations are below average, and it certainly feels that way. Daytime highs 65 tomorrow, as I said, but look at Thursday. We fall right back down into the 40s. Cold front Thursday morning, and we'll get rain probably, or at least some drizzle and showers Thursday and Friday. That'll keep temperatures chilly, and then we jump right back up to 70 on Saturday. So it is a lot of back and forth here, and it will keep you on your toes for sure. Let me show you the futurecast. Clouds rolling tomorrow. So this is tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We turn cloudy. Here comes the cold front. Moves through. At that point, we start to get showers. This is 6 a.m. Thursday. We're behind the cold front much of Thursday, and we'll have off and on showers, some drizzle. That'll continue into Friday likely until we get into Friday afternoon when things begin to dry out a little bit, and then we'll clear out for the weekend. So to put it all together for you, 65 tomorrow, yes, nice, but 45 Thursday. And really, temperatures will just stick in the mid-40s most of the day there Thursday. Drizzle, light showers continuing over into Friday. Maybe some morning fog Saturday, but much nicer over the weekend. Great for the San Antonio Marathon. And we'll get another front that will knock us back down a little bit Monday and Tuesday. All right, our Test Justin question this morning with the wind chill in mind. I want to know, the wind chill formula is only valid, according to the National Weather Service, when which two conditions are met? Temperature at 60, below 60, with a wind above 5 miles per hour? Or is it temperature below 50 with a wind above 3 miles per hour? Or is it below 40 with a wind above 10 miles per hour? Or is it below 32 degrees and calm winds? We got votes for a couple of those there. I know that's a lot of information to digest if you're listening to us this morning. But you can vote, ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code. There is one correct answer there.
My brain is mush after you reading that. So
it's a lot. Sorry.
It is. That's a nasty one. Okay, thank you, though.
All right, 5:53, 37 degrees outside. GMSA, we'll be right back.
All right, winter weather. Christmas is this month, and Santa Claus working overtime. When he isn't at his workshop, get this, he's snapping those photos with all of you, and you guys look great in them right now. KSAT.com. We have a full list where you can catch Santa and get some friendly pictures taken. Some locations do require making a reservation, so just make sure to call ahead before taking that trip.
All right, yes, Santa's putting some mileage on that sled back and forth from here to the North Pole. Okay, coming up in just a bit, a heartbroken mother and a lot of unanswered questions this morning after this story right here. A Texas A&M student found dead just hours after last Friday's big game, while your family says that this story is not adding up, and what Austin police are saying that they could reveal later on today.
Plus, we got a local food pantry damaged by fire. Organizers hoping to continue to serve hundreds of families, but why they are now asking for a helping hand themselves.